All right, let's get right into it. We've all been there, haven't we? You're sick, you're feeling totally miserable, and just to top it all off, your absolute favorite comfort food suddenly tastes like, well, like nothing, like wet cardboard. It is so frustrating. But why? Why does this happen? Well, today we're going to solve that mystery, and trust me, the answer is way cooler than you think.
So picture this. You're fighting off a nasty cold. Your head is all stuffy and you think, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. Maybe it's a slice of your favorite pizza or some amazing chocolate cake. You take that first bite, waiting for that explosion of flavor, and crickets. Nothing. It's just texture. All that joy, all that delicious complexity, poof, gone. So you start wondering, is something wrong with my tongue? Is this pizza spoiled? Nope. The real culprit is a super common mix-up about how we actually experience our food.
And that leads us right to our first big clue. See, we throw around the words taste and flavor like they're the same thing, but scientifically, they are not even close. And understanding that difference, well, that's the key to this whole thing. Okay, so let's break it down, starting with the basics. Your tongue, with all those taste buds, is only in charge of detecting just five basic sensations: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and that savory one, umami. That's its entire job. You can think of them like the primary colors of food. Super important for sure, but there's no way they can paint the whole masterpiece by themselves. And this is where it gets really cool. Flavor? Flavor isn't just what your tongue does. Oh no, it's a full-on sensory experience, and your brain is the conductor of the whole symphony. It takes those five basic tastes, and then it mixes in the aroma from your nose, the texture of the food in your mouth, even things like your memories and feelings. Flavor is, well, it's the whole shebang.
And here it is, the big reveal. This is where it all starts to make sense. Are you ready for this? A whopping 80%, that's 80, of what we think of as flavor actually comes from our sense of smell. Just let that sink in. Your tongue is only doing about 20% of the work. Your nose is the real star of the show here, the MVP of flavor. That is our first major breakthrough.
All right, so if our nose is the superstar of flavor, it totally makes sense that when it's, blocked up and out of commission, the whole show just grinds to a halt. So let's take a closer look at exactly what a cold is doing to this incredibly delicate system.
So there's this fancy scientific term for this, retronasal olfaction. But really, it just means smelling through the back of your mouth. It's pretty amazing. As you chew your food, you're releasing all these tiny little scent particles, right? Well, they don't just stay in your mouth, they actually travel up this hidden back staircase into your nasal cavity where all your smell receptors are hanging out. Then your brain, like a master chef, combines those smell signals with the taste signals from your tongue, and boom, you get that rich, amazing, complex flavor. Okay, so here's where it all goes wrong. When you get a cold, your immune system kicks into high gear, and that causes inflammation. Your nasal passages get all swollen, and your body starts pumping out tons and tons of mucus. What you end up with is a literal, physical roadblock. It's like a traffic jam made of goo. Those all-important scent particles, they just can't get through. They're completely blocked from reaching the smell receptors. The communication line to the brain has been totally severed.
So, and this is the really important part to remember. Your tongue is working perfectly fine. It's still doing its job. It can totally tell you if something is sweet or salty. That's why you can still taste that a soda is sweet when you're sick. But without all that crucial information coming from your nose, your brain just can't build the complete flavor profile of, let's say, a strawberry. It's missing 80% of the recipe. The number one bad guy here is that physical blockage.
But hold on, because the story doesn't actually end there. A blocked nose, that's just part of the problem. There's a plot twist. Turns out there's a second culprit in this whole flavor robbery, and this one is working from inside mission control, your brain. You see, when your body is busy fighting off some kind of bug, it goes into full-on survival mode. It's stressed out, so it pumps out more of the stress hormone, cortisol. And at the exact same time, it puts the brakes on producing all those feel-good chemicals, like dopamine and serotonin. Now, why does that matter for food? Well, those are the very chemicals that give you an appetite and make eating feel rewarding and pleasurable. So not only is the flavor signal physically blocked from reaching your brain, but your brain itself is basically saying, you know what, I'm not that interested anyway. It's chemically turning down the joy of eating so it can focus all its energy on getting you better.
This really just nails it, doesn't it? It's a total double whammy.
On one hand, you physically can't get the flavor signals to your brain, and on the other hand, your brain isn't giving you that little reward, that little hit of pleasure for eating anyway. So it's no surprise that food just seems so blah, so pointless when you're sick.
Okay, so we've unmasked our villains, a blocked up nose and a brain that's gone into sick mode. But here's the good news. Now that we know exactly what's going on, we can actually fight back. There are some clever ways you can hack your senses to make food at least a little more interesting, even when you feel like garbage.
First up, and it sounds obvious, but it's so important. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Drinking lots of water helps thin out all that gunk. Tip number 2, make friends with steam. A hot shower or even just breathing over a bowl of hot water can help open things up, even for a little while. That might be just enough to let a few of those flavor aromas sneak past the blockade. Now for the clever hacks. Since your nose is on vacation, let's put your other senses to work. Go for foods with strong textures. Think about the loud crunch of a chip or the thick creaminess of a smoothie. Your sense of touch in your mouth is working just fine. And finally, crank up the contrast. Remember, your tongue can still taste the basics, so make them count. Try something sweet and sour at the same time, or play with hot and cold, like a scoop of ice cream on a warm brownie. You're trying to create as much sensory drama as possible to wake up your brain.
But hang on a second. You might be thinking, okay, but what about spicy food? If my sense of smell is gone, how come I can still feel the burn from hot sauce or wasabi? That seems to break all the rules we just talked about. But there is a really, really cool scientific reason why. The secret weapon here is something called the trigeminal nerve. This is this huge nerve system in your face, and it's in charge of sensations like touch, temperature, and even pain. So that chemical in chili peppers that makes them hot, capsaicin, it doesn't even talk to your taste buds or your smell receptors. It's a completely different system. Instead, it directly triggers the pain and heat sensors on this trigeminal nerve.
And that's the big secret. Spicy food isn't even using the same flavor highway, it's all blocked up with traffic. It's taking a secret back road, a totally different route, and hitting a nerve that your cold has absolutely no control over. That's why that kick from ginger or the sharp burn from horseradish can slice right through all the blandness. It makes you feel something when everything else is just nothing.
So let's bring it all home. After everything we've looked at, we can officially say it's not your taste buds' fault. Give them a break. Your poor, hard-working tongue is not the bad guy here. It's doing the best it can.
The real problem is a communication breakdown between your nose and your brain.
And here's the best part of all. It's not forever. It's all temporary. As soon as that inflammation goes down and things start to clear up, that whole amazing world of flavor is going to come rushing right back. So that just leaves one question. The next time you get over a cold, what's going to be that first amazing meal that you truly, truly enjoy?